to understand, it takes a village to raise a child. The village is now every single person now due to the accessibility that is on the internet. And the internet is a dark place. It's a funny place, but it's a dark place as well. The children are the future. They are the key. Helping them to have a better life and be more healthy is going to help the world to be healthier. It takes a village to raise a child. Now, what kind of brought this about for me is that I look in the news and it does make me sad. I know we must look at the happy times in life, but that is what I think is hindering us. Life must be lived in balance. Sometimes good, sometimes look at the bad and do something about it. Sometimes YOLO, sometimes be serious. Okay, so I looked at the news and I see, well, I'll show you, but I see a lot of grooming and a lot of young people in gangs and all of these things. And
rape of a 13-year-old female which occurred overnight on the...
This is the moment one of three men who lured a 13-year-old girl to a flat where they recorded themselves sexually assaulting her.
One of the world's most prolific online abusers, Alexander McCartney.
14-year-old Yusuf Mustafa was identified as the gunman. He was sentenced to life.
A 17-year-old boy has been officially charged with the murder of 15-year-old Elian Andam in Croydon, South London. He has also been charged...
It's just, the main thing in life is, if we want to save the world, the first thing you need to know is the children are the future. They are the key to saving the world, as in not just putting the responsibility on them, but essentially just making them feel comfortable, giving them life, doing the things that we never, or other young people never got to do when they were younger. So let me explain that phrase, breaking it down. It takes a village to raise a child. Mean it's not just a mom's job. It's not just a one job. Personally, for me, my mom did well. But it's not just a one-man show. Everything in that village, as in the environment, is what pushes a young person to either be a monster or someone good for society. Now, for me, what I've seen is a lot of people don't understand that means more than it did in the village days, okay? Because now the village extends towards you and I on the internet, posting and thinking that young people aren't seeing it. But the way how young people are programmed is to push boundaries. So I'm going to get to that down the line, but I just want to leave this behind for someone that wants to kind of, wants help or needs help, or just everyone needs help in understanding young people. And I have studied it and done it a long time. So with the videos that I've shown you, okay, the evil is omnipresent, and the evil is now, people say it's always been this bad, but it's the village is now on your phone. The bad influence of the village is now on the phone of you and your young person. And the young person's mind is not, my mind is not able to kind of compute. So their mind is definitely not going to be able to compute. And their mind is they're like a sponge. Any little drop of influence, they're going to take it. They're going to take it, and that is going to be their new personality if the village isn't secure, if their first environment that they were exposed to isn't secure. Okay, now, for a secure environment, what does that look like? It looks like ensuring that the young person is, first of all, you as a parent, you're ready to be a parent. Because I know no one says no one's ready to be a parent, but there's not ready, then there's you should never have a child. And there's some people that are at that stage. For example, the Pearl Fernandez case. Those people, no offense, but there's some people in life you're not cut out to raise a life, because you don't understand, like, life, it's 24/7, 365. You're gonna have to be warm. Even when you don't want to be warm, they're gonna come at you when you don't want to do this and you don't want to do that, and you have to do it because you had that child. You understand? So you have to be aware of them being in the building, in the area. You can't just do all the things you want. Yes, you should have your freedom and things like that because you're a human. But at the end of the day, when you have that child, if you really want to raise a child that's not going to be a monster in life, you need to really buckle down and understand that. Now, a key thing is being warm, strict. What does that look like? So, for example, I know this because I teach, but you have to be like, my mom did this, and I always say that the world would be a better place if my mom raised the world, just my mom. You understand? Because I don't know about dads and that, but big up them, but I don't know. So my mum was able to be warm and strict. She was able to understand, you can't do this. She was always happy, even though I didn't know we were going through hard times. Like, that's probably hard for her. You understand? She was always strong, happy, made sure I respected myself, made sure I did all of that, and made sure I felt comfortable to go to her. But still, I respected her, because like, this person has done a lot for me, and this person, I'm scared, but it's like a fear, like a respect, like I want to make them proud. That is how you should go about your life, you understand, as a parent. Being a friend, but also being firm boundaries, so they can't come to tell you they're dating an older man. You understand? They can't come bring that, because they know that you would be pleased, and if you're not pleased, they should be pleased. Now I'm going to show you, basically all boils down to the nature diagram, okay? And a couple of diagrams are going to show up. Let me show you an example of what happens when you have a child and you're not ready, and then the village, the environment isn't nourishing. This starts with the boy. Now with a boy child, let's say the boy child, okay, it could either be, let's say, if you don't do the balance thing, they're too spoilt. Okay, now the child now turns to a teenager. They have too much love from their mother, spoiled, not really punished. They're not gonna be aware of other people's boundaries, because they was never taught boundaries. They are also going to be seeking validation, because it's not only girls. Boys seek external validation, be like, oh, I'm this guy, I did this, I did that, so that's what they're going to do. And that's when they don't respect other people's boundaries, and they hurt people, and they might themselves get hurt, because boys get abused too. And then they're gonna start, because the village, the first environment that they were experienced to, has not taught them how to value their self. They're going to look for self in others. That's why external validation is, because it's a human thing to want to be validated by other people. But some people take it too far, because they didn't have that strong village. So what that looks like is listen to songs about digger man, all of these things. You understand, all these drill songs, and taking it to heart, not knowing that artists don't care about you. Artists don't care about you. I'm telling you this right now. Artists, celebrities, they do not care about you. They are just there to kind of make money, and they like to tell you that they're real, they're genuine, they're all of that, because that's what you would love. You like someone that's genuine, even though they're not. They're there for external validation, to be worshipped, which is kind of wrong, because that's idol worship, and God already told you about that, and that's just the world. But that is what you need to be considerate of. But young people aren't going to see that, you understand, because at the end of the day, the village is either, okay, the first village, not even just the mum, but everything around them is not really nourishing them. And I really think teachers, I'm not just being biased, teachers play a big role in just the way society is like, because a lot of parents, I think nowadays, obviously no offense, it's, you're human and all of that, but you don't know the weight of it, of having a young person. It's scary, but you can make it fun as well. That gets fun in the end. That's why the warm strict, make it a fun place for them to no longer have to go and seek validation out there, because that's where it makes them susceptible towards being groomed and following the sweet nothings of men and other people, because what they are seeing is, oh, I didn't experience this. Something was imbalanced when I was younger. I got too much or too less of love, or absent parent. So I'm going to search for it there, because it was the key parts is the developmental ages. You understand? So I see a lot of people that aren't aware that you shouldn't just have the child like some celebrities tell you, okay? Because more time, them celebrities are the ones that their children end up having more social defects, social issues than anyone else. And they were raised with their families, their grandmas, but because the key part, the mum, the one that grew them, wasn't there a lot, like away a lot. They got used to that, you understand? Because even it's different when you have a 9 to 5 versus you're traveling the world, you understand? Like, it's not enough just to FaceTime. We're replacing technology, AI, all of that with the things that is core to us. Okay, moving on now. So back onto this. He's now this teenager doing this, hanging around bad companies. And now into the social. So he's the adult now. He either becomes, that's where you get the narcissist, where it's like me. They don't know how boundaries or social do. They just do stuff for themselves, or they're just a bad person because life has messed them around too much. Because the first teacher, the village, the nurturement, you understand, is something that did not play its role as it was when he was younger. And then that's when he's still going to seek validation from the world, and he's going to be depressed because his life didn't end up how he wanted it to end up. And then he's going to have women that he doesn't care about. He's going to settle because he hurt the good women. And then it's going to be a cycle again. That child, he's going to have children going to be missing from their life, either mentally or physically missing from their life. And then that's going to be another one. Now, let me show you the girl one. Sorry for my drawing. So yeah, the girl one. She's a little baby girl, innocent baby girl. Now, too spoiled, she might grow up to be a mean girl, not really have boundaries, go with the bad men, and then get damaged, and then have to either go church, or if she don't go church, she's gonna go down the route of mental health. Okay, but then there's another one. Either there's imbalance, an absent parent, just like the boy. And I don't really think the dad. I read somewhere it's the mental health of the mother that determines whether a young person is good or not. So my mom was always happy despite being in hard times, and it was just me and her. So I was very happy, and I love my mom. Anyways, just little love there. Anyways, so you have the child. Let's say you're a parent, you have the child. You're not able to be there, not able to be omnipresent. You understand, especially in them times when they were young. She grows up. She either seeks that little missing imbalance from others, because that's humans, isn't it? We're social beings. But we have to understand, it takes a village to raise a child. The village is now every single person now, due to the accessibility that is on the internet. And the internet is a dark place. It's a funny place, but it's a dark place as well. Okay, especially young people, they're always trying to do the most extreme things, which means going on internet and going on dark things. Okay, she's there, she is young, teenager, trying to have external validation, trying to be valued by everybody and accepted by everyone and loved by everyone, to fill that gap that she didn't have when she was young. And then that in turn leads into her having bad company, or being rebellious, or like, usually what gets people's attention is sex, and so she's going to try to be more attractive, sexually attractive, and things like that, especially with the hormones. But usually that leads into damage, irreparable damage. And then she'll listen to songs like Nana, Taita, and all of this, and I took his man, and all of that. You understand? You have to understand young children, the way how young children work. Just a little pauses. They are there to push boundaries. They are new to life. They want to know every single thing. They don't know that curiosity killed the cat yet. They don't know. And sometimes when they do find out, they're gone with the knowledge they know. So it's as the guider, as their first teacher, as the first village, to guide them from the bigger village and the bigger environment that is playing a bad role on their just their development. And now that woman is an adult, and she either, no offense, because I'm a product of this too, but I think I turned out well, being my mom, being a baby mother. Some other people are not strong like that. Most of the time, there's going to be women that they're going to be in situationships with bad people, usually the sociopath, usually the broken boy that I told you in the other diagram. And then that's going to either be a mean girl attitude, or she's just going to forever be stuck in that, not really having true love, finding love in all the wrong places, having a child, not being present for that child because she missed out on some mental health things, still trying to grasp onto the things that she lost, just like the boy grasping onto the youth that she lost. Identify now with songs, don't know themselves, and the cycle starts again because the child is missing out on that key nourishment, that mental nourishment. Okay? It all boils down to the nurture-nature diagram, nurture-nature argument, and it's mostly nurture. And again, back to the village, raise a child. It is our responsibility now. So what are we going to do with that? What you need to take into consideration is it's a 24/7, 365 eternal job, not like Nick Cannon, because that's how them boys turn out to be bad people. You understand? And I pray they don't. I'm not wishing bad on that, but that's usually what happens. You understand? Now, you are now raising, it's not just a baby, your baby. It's a human being that's going to either contribute or negatively contribute to society. So what that means is that when you have that child, you need to be wary that it's eternal. And, you know, obviously it's, you can't always protect against everything. I understand that, but you can try. And some people, I don't think you understand that. The trying that you're doing, you have to try even harder, because it is more so now, more accessible for the young people to find something damaging, even about yourself. Okay, also, we need to take into consideration, break the cycle, and sometimes live life in balance, have fun, but also be serious. If we want to change the world and stop crying over these senseless things that's happening in life, we can also play a role by being serious. If you see a young person and they're not meant to be around there, young people are gonna push back. It's your responsibility to know, no matter how hard they push back these white ends, before they become white ends, okay? You need to make sure they have that kind of structure, that kind of, they know that be respectful to, or like not to others, and respect themselves, and not just go with someone that whispers sweet nothings and not just doing a rebellious thing. Then again, make sure that, I think if you have a young person, especially with social media, you need to be monitoring that, whether they like it or not, okay? Because it's crazy out here. Then also, you need to make sure that you instill self-love in them, because that's something where we are now, I think we're overloaded with too much people's lives, like too much celebrities' lives. You don't need to know about that. Back in the old days, no one looked at celebrities. Like, no one actually looked at celebs weren't even a thing. Artists, they were just people that made life less bad. Like, no one cared of their existence like that. So I think you should go back to that, and people need to be minding their own business, and you need to help your young person by just telling them to easy themselves on the internet. I would also say you need to instill, you need to be omnipresent with them, mentally. Then also make sure you're warm, strict. Make sure home is a place they feel comfortable to go and tell you, but also respectful, so they know that they can't come bring no rubbish to you, and they cannot ever do that, even when you're not watching. Respect is when you know to follow the rules when the person's not there. And that's what you need to also make sure you establish. Do not let them be too free, because when you give young people a finger, they're going to take the whole limb. You understand? Don't be like that. Because I saw this one thing where this young people talking about let young people date. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter how much, if you open that door, yes, I would open the door to being more comfortable and talking more about healthy relationships. But to date, when they're young, just because you don't want to be awkward at your old age dating, sometimes young people, when they meet someone that they would have met when they're older, like that man, because you always have that one guy or that one girl that alters your perception. That's why some children, they do the, do you understand? Because that's like, that happened to them. You get a little man and he tells you to do this for you. Yes, of course, that's where you need to encourage them to do healthy relationships. But some young people live to push those boundaries, and sometimes it depends on your young person. You can't just be like you're going to be free with them, because that's not how it works. And that's why I think also you need to really just see that what teachers do is something that's incredible, because to really be able to do that for 30 children and educate them, that's why lockdown, it made me so shocked that lockdown, really people didn't want it to happen, because they wanted teachers to still teach, risk themselves, because you didn't know that that's what people were doing, teachers were dealing with when we were teaching. And that's just the main things. It takes a village to raise a child. We are all now a part of this big village. We all now need to be aware of our actions. Yes, have fun, but live life in balance as children are watching. And it's no point crying about how the world is messed up, how you're tired of this, when the children are the future. They are the key. Helping them to have a better life and be more healthy is going to help the world to be healthier. And so you need to play your part. Celebs can't keep saying they're not the mums, because you're now the biggest influence now to a lot of people to dull the pain. Because you're not really helping, I think, with the singings. You're just dulling the pain. Do you understand? I want to truly help people. And so you need to be able to understand all of these things. Everyone needs to understand that you play a role. It's a butterfly effect. And yeah,